Well, we are back for the next installment of Gotham Knights, which, as you can tell, is the highlight of my week. It just won't end. It will not end. We've only got 2 episodes to go. From what I understand, they're having another week off next week, when they've only got 2 episodes to go. I don't know what their goal is with this show. It almost seems like sometimes they don't want people to watch it. Which, I mean, if this was the show that I came up with, I probably wouldn't want anyone to see it either. So, you know, fair dues in that regard. But I suppose we'll just get into it, because why not? So, last week, what did we have? A load of bollocks happened, so it's no different this week. So, I guess I can praise them in that part, that at least they're consistent with their bollocks. So they are consistent in that area. So the previous week we had, what's his name? We had Turner Hayes with radiation poisoning that he got off that magic stone sci-fi bullshit. And that, well, he got cured. He got taken to hospital at the end of the episode, even though they could have done that from the very start of the episode. So that's basically what happened last week. And then we found out, oh, the person who's actually behind it all is this woman that we don't know who she is. So it's like, oh, right. So you haven't thought to maybe build these characters up. So when the reveal comes that, oh, she's in charge of the Court of Owls, you might go, oh, I didn't see that coming. You know, it might be a bit more interesting. But it's, it's pretty much the same every time we get a revelation in this show. It's just, oh, we're doing this now. We've just thought of it this week. We figured, oh yeah, let's do that. They haven't really planned out the season. They have not done a very good job in that regard. So we start out this episode with Duella. I'm pretty sure this episode is called Daddy Issues, because that's apparently what the show's about. I don't even know why this episode's called it, really, because they don't really hit it home. So we've got a young Duella. She's walking about Arkham Asylum because she was raised in Arkham Asylum, because her mum was in Arkham Asylum. Who does that? I don't know, but she's been raised in Arkham. She's walking about Arkham on her own to go and see her dad, who's the Joker. Apparently, we'll soon get a revelation that that isn't the case, and it just comes out of thin air. Throughout the season, there's no hint that, oh, you don't go, oh, maybe this could happen. No, it's none of that. It's just, we're doing this now. We are doing this. That's about as much thought that gets put into it. So she goes and sees who she believes is her dad, the Joker. You just hear him laughing to himself, and then he sticks a Joker card through the bottom of the door. And then, oh, these two are banged, because the previous episode, at the very end, I don't know, Turner said to her, "You've never lied to me, Duella," even though I'm pretty sure she fucking has. So they've been going that route since episode 8, I want to say. That's when they decided, right, let's have Duella and Batman's adopted son bang for some reason. But so they're lying in bed. She's been telling him this story. This story we've pretty much heard before. She was brought up in Arkham. Her dad was the Joker, so we haven't really got any new information out of that. So she's in bed with him. They don't really say much. Nothing of substance, which, that's how it goes for this show. But we go back to the GCPD, who have had a bomb threat, which it turned out the package that was delivered to them was just a bunch of dust or something like that. I had a load of cards in it. It doesn't really explain the dust, but, okay. It's like a load of aces. So they go, oh, is it the Royal Flush Gang? The Commissioner Whamman, she says, oh no, it's a copycat or something. They don't actually know that, but that's the conclusion. Well, I guess the Royal Flush Gang are in prison, so it can't be them. I wonder who did that, rather than just fucking call a person. Because it's that's something. A bomb scare is done as we find out for the most stupidest reason ever, when the person that done it could have just picked up a phone. So we'll soon get to that. But we've got the commissioner, and she's coming in to sit down with Stephanie and Harvey Dent. They're going in to tell them about the Court of Owls, which I'm just going to say now, why the fuck is Stephanie doing that? Literally in the previous episode, we had Stephanie talking to her boy toy friend, and she's like, oh, you know, the Court of Owls, your dad, he runs the entirety of Gotham. So when the guy he says, oh, I'm going to call up GCPD, she's like, oh no, they control the GCPD. So Stephanie is well aware that there is no point in going to the police with this information because the Court of Owls own them. Yet in this episode, she's like, oh, I'm going to go to the police. Yeah, but in the previous episode, you literally told someone, don't go to the police because the Court of Owls control them. This episode, she's went to the police to talk to them, even though she knows the Court of Owls owns them. What are you doing? Well, it's very simple. It's because, oh, we need a character in this specific place for this specific thing to happen. We get that quite a bit throughout this episode, where there's no grounds for why one of these characters would take this approach. There is no reason whatsoever for Stephanie to go to the police when the previous episode, she told someone, don't go to the police, the Court of Owls own them. So you've already fucked up there. And we're 3 minutes into the episode. So it's just par for the course. So they're sitting down, you know, she's like, oh, I think I'm going to need extra sugar in my coffee for this. It just makes no fucking sense. So then we go back to the Gotham Knights hideout. You know, they're fugitives and this is their hideout. But they leave all the time. And then there's certain stuff that happens in this episode that is really just baffling. That they highlight certain things and they are so oblivious to what they're telling the audience. So oblivious. You know, it's stuff that I've been complaining about throughout this entire series is that they don't understand that being a fugitive means you can't just go out willy-nilly, going to buy soups at cafes. You can't do this when you're a fugitive. You need to come up with a way for them to get to places. However you do it, you have to come up with something. You can't just have these fugitives walking about like they're not fugitives. Yet the writers seem to point out this episode. And I'm like, have you not seen what you've done the rest of this series? Are you just totally oblivious? Totally oblivious. So Duella and Turner come back after banging. She runs upstairs. I don't know, they just assume, oh, they've been banging, which they have. So this is when the writers highlight the issue, and the character that's highlighting the issue then goes and does the exact same thing he just has a go at Turner for. So Cullen says, I wrote it down, where is it? Cullen says, oh, look who's finally remembered he's a fugitive. You can't say that when we've got this entire series of all of you just going out and not giving a fuck that you're fugitives. So I find it funny you're saying that. And then he goes on to say, we're wanted fugitives. We can't just go around. And then Cullen just goes, he goes to the GCPD in his, oh, I've got a moustache, therefore I am not going to be recognised. He does that in this episode. In about 2 minutes, he fucks off to Carrie's house when he's just had a go at Turner for just going about. It's just such it really shows how oblivious they are to what they actually write. They just don't see it. They don't pick up on the issues that they create for themselves. So I just found that hilarious. You've been doing it all season. All season. You've just been not giving a fuck about being a fugitive. So now, because Turner's got a bit of pussy, he's now like, oh, I know, I'm done trying to clear my name and all. What? You're done trying to, right, okay. Because, you know, if you don't remember, we've still got the idea in this show that Batman killed Turner's parents. There is still no evidence for this, yet we have characters multiple times keep saying Batman killed Turner's parents. No, Batman just said, I feel responsibility for it. That doesn't mean I murdered your parents, but that is the assumption that they are still under. Because we've somehow got to tarnish Batman's name. That's probably why. We've got to diminish him a little bit to make our show seem less shit. That's how it comes across, at least. So, yeah, so after shouting at... Do we get to that? Yeah, Cullen's going to go off. So, Cullen gets a phone call from Carrie. Her mum picks up and says, Carrie's grounded. She can't come out with you. And then he goes, I'm going to go to Carrie's after just 1 minute ago tearing Turner a new asshole for just going around when he's a fugitive. How are you that oblivious? A lot of idiots out there. So she goes up and talks to her about some bullshit. I think I got a bit ahead of myself, but yeah, you know, effectively what I've said, he's having a go at Turner for just going around, and then he goes and does it himself. I don't know how you make that mistake. I really don't. It's right in front of you. So she gets left there to deal with something. We then get, Duella says, this bullet around my neck is for when I meet my dad again. And it's here we find out that Batman killed the Joker, because of course he did. And so she's saying stuff like, look, yeah, because Turner says, oh, so Batman took care of that problem for you. Because she's now got this bullet, but her dad's dead, so she can't shoot him in the head because she wants to do that. Because he left her. Even though that's a good thing, because your dad, at the moment, to you, is the Joker. So I don't know why you'd be upset about him not being a part of your life. I don't know why. So, yeah, so she's like, oh, did Batman kill 3/4 of our parents? Well, they're still under this delusion. That Batman killed Turner's parents and then adopted him. Fucking hell. Honestly, and like, even if they are to do this, there's a way to make it a lot more interesting than just, we got this bit of parchment that says Batman feels responsible for it, so he did it. And there's no, let's try and find this out. Let's figure this out. There's no way Batman killed my... You know, you might have these doubts in your mind. You know, there's ways to do stuff like this that actually makes it interesting. But they don't do that. It's just, Batman killed my parents. And we're not going to try and find out if that is, in fact, true. We're just going to say that's what happened. Because, the Court of Owls, the villains, they said so. So, villains, they tell the truth. They're not known for lying. So, they're going to go out to a party. They're going to go down the local fucking bar all day. When they're fugitives, because now Turner doesn't care about that anymore. For some reason. I don't really know. So, they're going to meet up with Duella. Duella says, well, my contact that we're going to meet at this bar, she might know something about this because she was in the poor parts of Gotham. So she might have the info. So that's what they're going to do. They now have a police scanner, by the way. That only just gets introduced in this episode. That's something you want to introduce earlier on. Because now it just seems like, they've got a police scanner for specifically something in this episode. So that's why they got a police scanner. All of a sudden, even though police are walking about, they're not all going to crimes all day, so they may come into this bar. So it's probably best you don't do this, but they're going to do it, and they've done it all season, so why not? So that's what they're going off to do. She puts a pair of glasses on and a blonde wig. For her, yeah, she probably blends in. For what Turner goes with, not so much, but we'll soon get to that. So we go back here. I don't know, they're talking about something. I don't think there was anything worth noting here. Well, it turns out Stephanie's dad... Yeah, Stephanie's dad is about to get arrested because, as you know, if you didn't know already, the idea is that Stephanie's mum is a junkie. She's addicted to prescription drugs. So her dad continues to get her mum these drugs. And drugs are up. Doesn't realise that what he's doing is actually not helping her or saving her. But that's what Stephanie's dad believes. So Stephanie's dad is with this doctor, trying to guilt trip the doctor into prescribing him more drugs. And then he says, oh, sorry. And the police show up. So it's, you know, it's like a sting. It's a bit of a sting. So he gets arrested. Taken in. Then this guy that they still think's running the Court of Owls. No, it's the woman that we know nothing about. Who doesn't even turn up in this episode until the last minute of the episode. So he turns up and he's like, oh, your dad's been arrested for prescription drugs, and he could face 20 to life. And she says, you're a monster. I'm just like, out of all the things this guy has done, including murder, him getting your dad arrested is the least monstrous thing. But that's what she says, oh, you're a monster. What, for getting your dad arrested that's going to kill your mum, most likely? He's actually done a good service, I find. He stopped your stupid dad giving your stupid mum fucking drugs. So, yeah, she's like, you're a monster. You know, she's like, fuck off with your weird cult that has a BDSM mascot. Which I quite liked, because I mentioned that, I think, episode 1 or 2, that the talon that they had looked like, you know, it looked like, oh, I want leather. Give me leather. That's what he looked like. But again, it's like, well, you made that decision to make him look, and then you take the piss out of it. Okay. So she mentions that. I was quite, you know, they obviously done it for some reason. I don't know. So, yeah, so he's like, if you, basically the deal is, and the police want her to cut this deal, even though she's a minor, but okay, that she has to give up, you know, where, like, Turner's location, and her dad will, like, be let go, and this won't get out into the newspapers. So that's the deal she has to cut. She doesn't do it anyway, but they don't really go into it that much. It's just, you know, it's part of the episode, but nothing really, you know, they don't delve into, I've got to make it's just, no, I'm not doing that, and, you know, that's pretty much all there is to it. But, you know, again, it's really getting to me now, because the Court of Owls have had Turner and all his friends in their grasp, and they have let them walk away every time. And then the next episode, they come back and say, we got to find these fugitives. You had them. You had them in the previous episode. How do you not know where they are? They just walk about with their faces plastered all over Gotham, and you can't find them. The Court of Owls cannot find them. And then they keep coming back saying, tell us where your friends are. You had them. You had them. At this point, you know, I don't know why you're keeping them alive, and I don't know why you want them when we've seen you let them go multiple times. Or even when you have the opportunity to follow them, so you know exactly where they are, and that is in the school where people are every single day. But no, you don't know any of that, and you're just back now. Just fuck off. It's really annoying. They just don't seem to understand. It's like they either want them or they don't. If you have them in a room, it's like, right, you got them. And then you let them go, but then you still want them. It doesn't make any sense. But that's just what they keep doing. So she's like, what do you want? And then we find out that later. But first we got Carrie. She's up to something. Well, she's been grounded for some reason. Well, because she told her mum that she was robbing. Pretty shit robbing. So yeah, so what does she say? So yeah, she tells Cullen about what's been going on with Turner, that Batman, she says, Batman was responsible for Turner's parents' death. Like, no, stop saying that. Stop saying that when you haven't found out what he meant in his notes when he said he felt responsible. Because it could be anything from maybe Bruce Wayne felt responsible for Turner parents' death because Bruce Wayne also lost his parents at a young age. Maybe it's something like that, but no, it's just, Batman was responsible for their death. You haven't got the info on that, you're just saying it. You're just saying it. Go and look for some evidence and stop trying to tarnish Batman's name for no reason at all. So that's what Carrie tells him. He's like, what the fuck? You took those notes and didn't tell Turner about that. So then Harper calls up Cullen, and Cullen tells him about that. And then Harper tells Cullen that Duella and Turner have fucked off out and taken the police scanner that has only just been introduced in this episode for some reason, even though they do away with it, and then Cullen has to go and get another one. And yeah, we'll get to some of that. So they've went up, and I'm just laughing. I'm just finding it so funny. It's like, well, how did you get here? How did you go in the sewers? Again, these are things you could introduce to have it make sense why the Gotham Knights get about all over the place, but there's nothing like that. It's just, no, they just walk there out in public when they're the most wanted fugitives in Gotham. They are accused of killing Bruce Wayne. The most wanted. They even say it in this episode, yet they just walk around. Earlier on, Cullen was having a go at Turner for doing the same thing, and then Cullen went and done it 2 minutes later. Because the writers are fucking shit. So she's got a blonde wig on and glasses. Right, she's got a good disguise. Turner, however, just has a beanie on. So, of course, what the writers decided to go with in this episode is pointed out for us. As Duella says, she says, you know what's crazy? And then Turner butts in saying that a beanie somehow makes me unrecognizable. And all I can really say to that is just fuck off. That's really what I can say to that. Because it's just like the idea that putting on a beanie makes him unrecognizable when he's the most wanted fugitive in Gotham City is total horseshit. So I don't know why you think you're covering your tracks by having a character say that, because it doesn't. That's not unrecognizable. His face is all over Gotham. Nothing unrecognizable about that, but fuck it. Fuck it, who cares? So they're down there, they're drinking, they're talking bollocks. Until eventually, I don't know if we get to it yet. This woman shows up, right? And stabs a man in the hand. Right, okay, that's what you do in public, okay. And Turner's like, who's this mentalist? And Duella's like, oh, I love her. It turns out it's Duella's crazy mum. So we're doing that this episode, which is great to get into. So apparently, it was her that sent the bomb threat to the GCPD, because this is her way of letting Duella signaling to Duella that she has been released from Arkham Asylum, rather than pick up a phone. She went with, no, what I'll do is I'll send this package to GCPD. I'll call it in as a bomb threat, and then my daughter will know I've been. Why would you do all that when you can just pick up a phone? You're only in a city. But no, you went with, no, we set this up when she was a kid. I told her, when I get released, I'll send a bomb threat to GCPD. That's what she went with. Not just, I know, I'll pick up a phone and fucking call you, like a normal person would. I guess the excuse is, she's crazy. Fucking hell. So that's her mum, apparently. We get more on her later on. But that's what they went with. Oh, when I'm released, Duella, I'll send a bomb threat. Then you'll know I'm released. rather than just, I'll call you on a mobile device. So you have it here, you know, she's like all proud of her daughter about killing Batman. Like, even Duella is like trying to make her mum proud of us, because when Turner says, "Oh well, none of us actually killed Batman," Duella's never killed anyone. Like, Duella's going like, "Yeah, that's just because the opportunity hasn't arisen." So you're trying to make your mum proud, for murder. You know, mum's off her fucking nut, as we'll soon find out, and very, you know, there's no logic whatsoever. She'll say one thing as we get kind of nearer the end of the episode, and then she'll say another, which is completely just opposed. Like, both things, both statements that she says. So yeah, that's her mum. Yeah, and then Duella says, "Oh, Batman killed his parents." So they're still just running with that. I'm failing to understand how you're going to find out Batman didn't do this within another 2 episodes, because this entire season has been nothing more than a waste of time. You've got 2 episodes left. I'm just at this point, I'm like, how exactly are they going to end this? Because it's the entire season has went nowhere. They have not spent enough time on setting things up, or you know, even after you've set it up, doing the stuff with it. None of that has been achieved. So we're left with, you know, episodes like this, where this is definitely one of the most boring episodes, and one of the worst. It's definitely up there with one of the worst episodes. But I mean, that goes for every episode is probably the worst episode. It's all pretty shit. There's no bar, you know, to get above. So yeah, that's what we got there. You know, she's right into her mother and all that. Turner goes over and gets a drink, and she's saying, "Oh, you know, let's get me and my daughter out of Gotham." Duella's like, "Oh, can Turner come?" She's not quite up for that. So, you know, from what we understand, Duella's mum, she's a con artist, so of course she's going to sell them out. So then we get a heartbreaking scene. It's so heartbreaking. I couldn't give a fuck less. Any of this emotional stuff they do in this series, it's all just really manufactured. There's nothing natural about it. It's just, oh, let's have this scene that's emotional. There's no real, you know, there's nothing really to connect to. And it's, you know, it makes it even harder when everything surrounding it is fucking dog shit. But, you know, it makes it a lot better. See, when you care about the characters, whereas it doesn't have that in this show. There's, you know, the characters they're not really characters. They haven't really got a character, like, per se. There's no characteristics. There's just, this one's a genius, and this one's a genius. This one's sad about his dad. Like, that's all there is. It's very, very surface level. So whenever you get stuff like this, it's just, I don't fucking care. There is no investment. There is nothing engaging going on. So, yeah, she's with her dad. Her dad's like, "Oh, I heard about this deal they want you to cut. You know, that would be good, because I'm looking forward to roasting this guy on my show tonight." And she's like, "Nah, Dad, I can't help you, because they want me to sell out my friends. So I can't help you. You're going to have to figure it out on your own." I don't know why this millionaire guy is relying on his fucking daughter in the first place. Why don't you just get a lawyer? I don't know why the GCPD is cutting a deal with his daughter. I don't think you're allowed to do that. You know, it'd be a bit different if you go, "Oh, well, the cops are all dirty, so that's why they're trying to blackmail his daughter into doing this." But the commissioner, she's not dirty. She's not corrupted the commissioner. So the idea that, oh, we're gonna blackmail this schoolgirl. No, you can't do that. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. But that's apparently what they're doing in this show. So a dad's all like upset about this. He goes, "But I've got to protect your mother by drugging her up." I don't know how you're not seeing the failings in your logic. That you think, oh, she's getting so much pain, so let's have her hopped up on pills. all the time. So he's upset about that. It's just like, oh, the life we gave you. There's so much before you, whatever the fuck, who cares? We come back to it later on. She has another blowout with her mother. Fun. What fun this show is. So, what do we get here? Fuck it, there's just so much shit. So, yeah, I think Duella's mum gets up to go and... she steals that police scanner that they brought with them for some reason. You don't see them use it, so I'm like, why have you got this? Dunno. So she goes up to the bar, she goes, oh, we used to work under the Penguin together. Got to get a reference in it. That makes the show good, apparently. So they throw a reference in there, and then she's like, oh, you know, how much is 5% of $10 million? That's what she's going to give the woman. You know, she's going to call the cops on Turner. On Turner Hayes. She's going to sell him out. I did think at first, oh, she's selling her daughter out as well. But no, it's just Turner. Because she wants the $10 million. So, yeah, then we get this bit. So, after, in this episode, complaining and shouting at Turner about just going out and about when he's a fugitive, he decides, you know, 2 minutes later on, he fucks off to Carrie's. And now he's went into GCPD, he's put on a pair of glasses and a moustache. And why is he done for a police scanner? That's what he's risked his freedom for, is another police scanner that you've only just introduced in this episode. No, I'm sorry, nobody would do that. Nobody would do that. They would not risk getting caught for a police scanner. It's still baffling to me that you can just dress up as a cop and walk into a police station without any sort of checks, any security checks. And it's like been this same guy that he's met in the GCPD every time, and this guy has not once went, oh, you're that fugitive guy, ain't you? When it's like, it's so obvious. He just has a pair of glasses on and a moustache. That's not a good disguise. You need a bit more than that. But still, nobody's noticed. So he goes in, oh, I lost my police scanner. Can I have a police scanner? So that's what you're here for. It becomes apparent in a moment why he's here. So the plot can continue. That's the only reason. That's why they've done it. And it makes no fucking sense. But, you know, again, par for the course. So he's in there. I need a police scanner. I lost the last one. So he's like, oh, here's a spare one. So he's got that. This guy then asks him, oh, do you want to come down the bar, the police bar, once we finish, once we all clock off? And I'm like, he's even inviting him to, fucking hell. I hate that. But why is everybody so incompetent in this show? It's really baffling. So he's got that, and then he notices, oh, where the fuck was it? Where is she? So yeah, so that's why Cullen's here, is to notice that Stephanie's here, so then he can go and tell his sister, Stephanie was down to the police, is she selling us out? So that's the only reason he came here. And they thought the best way to have this information get to him is, oh, he dresses up in a hat and a moustache and then goes and gets a police scanner. Even though no one would do that, especially at the cost of, you know, being caught when you're a fugitive. You know, you need to have it something more of like, yeah, he's got no option. He's got no option but to go to the GCPD and get it. That's how you can't just have it. Oh, he wants a police scanner. You need to go to the fucking police station for a police scanner. The police station, not a shop. You know, you can pick them up in America. It's probably easier to get one, isn't it? You know, what do you call it? Where you sell off, whatever you don't want, whether it's rings and shit. You just go down one of there and buy a police scanner. You wouldn't go to a police station to get one, would you? When you're a fugitive and you don't want to get caught. Unbelievable. So that's why he's there, just to get that information. And they've brought the show down by doing that. They just keep doing it. Keep doing it. So Turner's, he's pissed and all that. What do we have here? So, yeah, he's in there. She's like, oh, my mum said she can get us out of Gotham. Do you want to come with? Turner's like, what about the others? She's like, fuck the others. I thought you were this, like, family. We keep being told that. We were told that in the previous episode. It's all about family. And she's like, fuck them. Right, okay. So Turner's like, nah, I'm not doing that. Not without them. So she gets all upset because he says, your mother's a fucking maniac. She's a con artist. She's probably going to sell us out. So, he's right on the money there. But she's like delusional. She's like, nah, my mum wouldn't do that to me. Your mum's a piece of shit. That's all I can say. So, yeah, she goes off in a huff with her mother. And then, yeah, just randomly, he shows up. Just Harvey just turns up. To be honest, they do justify it later, but at this point, I was just like, he just turns up. So yeah, so they go and have a conversation. He's like, did you know Batman killed my parents? Did you know? And Harvey said, what? Even Harvey, again, he's seen through your bollocks as well, Turner. This bollocks of, Batman killed my parents. I'm not going to do any research. Just going to say it because the villains told me so. But before anything can happen, what's her face comes in. Turner passes out, and then what's her name? Her name's Jane. Fucking hell. Remembering names in this show is always a struggle. So her name's Jane, and she's Duella's mum. So she knocks out Harvey Dent. And she's got him tied up down here. Duella comes to meet with her. She's like, what's going on? What the fuck are you doing? So we're about to get some revelations, but yeah, we'll come back to that eventually. We come back to fucking Stephanie's boring drama about a junky piece of shit mum. And she's like going through that. I don't know what she's actually looking for, but the place is a shithole, as you can tell. So they're having it out, her mum's like, you fucking spoilt brat. And she's like, my life is not perfect. My whole life has been a lie. We just done that with Turner in the previous episode, where he said, my life has been a lie. And now in this episode, she's like, my life has been a lie. Which, to be honest, makes more sense with Stephanie than it does Turner. Because with Stephanie, her entire family, because they're famous, they are perceived as, they're this wholesome family. So it actually fits more with Stephanie. With Turner in the previous episode, it didn't make any sense that his life had been a lie. So, I'll give it to her a bit more than I will Turner. So she's just like, my life hasn't been perfect. It's it'd be better if they just said that. So then what happens is Harper, overhearing this, she comes in and starts yelling at the mum. After Stephanie said, my life isn't perfect, Harper then comes in and says, Harper comes in and says to the mum, you just hate how happy and successful she is. She just said, my life isn't perfect. And you're now saying she's so happy. She just said her life wasn't perfect. She's just like, oh, you're projecting it on her. You just hate yourself, so that's why you're having a go at her. Well, she's having a go at her because she's an addict. That's why she's mental. But if she can't get her pills, she goes crazy. So I don't really think it's got anything to do with projection. It's just her mum is an addict. She's addicted to pills and wants them no matter the cost. It's generally how addicts operate. It's not about, oh, you're just projecting. No, she's a junkie. So Harper has a go at her. Okay, so yeah, Harper came here because Cullen went down the local police station to get a police scanner, rather than get a police scanner from I don't know why I'm blanking on the name of the places. I don't know, gold converters or something like that. So, yeah, she comes in. She's like, oh, thanks, Harper. I don't even remember what they say, to be honest. It's fucking load of bollocks. It really is. So, yeah, I think they get rang up by Cullen, I guess, or someone. So we finally get to our revelation. It turns out that Duella's mum was stalking Harvey, just like obsessed with him, like 18 years ago. So you can probably see what's coming. She starts talking as if they've been in this like relationship. They've slept together and everything. Harvey's like, what? He's like, you stalked me, and you sent my secretary a cow's heart. So she's fucking insane. Yeah, in a minute, Duella says to Harvey, oh, you gaslit my mum into thinking she was crazy. No, she is crazy. She sent a cow's heart to his secretary. That's crazy. But that's what Duella says. So then Harvey's starting to realise, oh, this has something to do with my other personality. So then we get the revelation that Harvey is Duella's dad. Comes out of nowhere, out of thin air. We just have, oh, by the way, Harvey is Duella's father. Again, you gotta set this up somehow, but they haven't. Duella and Harvey have had basically no interaction, so you can't just drop this bombshell without any setup, without any build up. But it's as I say, they just come to an episode, they go, right, let's do this in this episode, while forgetting what they've previously done. So that's why every single revelation this show has is just out of thin air. Out of thin air. But that's what we find out here. So Duella's like, he's my dad? And at this point, I'm like, just fucking hurry up and end this episode, will you? I don't think anything else really gets said here. So other than Duella saying, you gaslit my mum into thinking she was crazy, and you're just like, Duella, your mum is crazy. When you met her in this episode, she stabbed a man in the fucking hand. That sounds like a crazy person to me. Then mum finally goes, Duella, meet your real father. Right, so that's what we're doing this episode. Great. So that's all we get there, pretty much. They just shout and all that, Then Harvey explains to them that, oh, well, I've got this split personality that I've just found out about, explains to them the situation for why this happened. Because it's his split personality that has went off and banged Duella's mum, and Duella has been born, and it's now Harvey's daughter. We're just going to throw that in episode 11 without any sort of setup whatsoever. Again, it's something that works a lot if you actually have these two interact. If you have Harvey and Duella interact in some way. So then when she's delivered this news, it's like, fucking Harvey Dent's my dad. So, yeah, Duella's mum wants Duella to fucking kill him. Right, okay. We then go to a club because there's been an APB that's been put out on Turner by Duella's mum. And the APB says that, he was sighted at this specific place. So that's why they've went there. Forgetting that the rest of them are fugitives as well, so the police, if they spot you, it's over. But again, at least here, they don't really have an option, whereas other places, like going into a police station to get a police scanner, that's not something where you have no option. When you can get a police scanner at a local shop. No need for it. So they're going about the dance floor, they're like, oh, well, what we do is we blend in. Again, this idea of blending in is a lot harder to do when you're a fugitive. So they start dancing, it's, oh, they're lesbians. It's so phenomenal stuff. I'm now starting to come to the realization why we've had, like, delayed, why they've, like, had, like, weeks off at a time. Is so they could get to this particular month, so they could have this stuff in it. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. So yeah, they're like handling each other and all that sort of stuff. Right, great. You know, every time they just do it in shows like this, you know, again, it's just manufactured. Nothing about it seems, you know, natural. Like this is, oh yeah, this is, you know, over time, this is, no, it's not really any of that. It's just, no, we're gonna have it because we're the CW and that's just what we do, and we're gonna delay episodes so we can put this episode out. We could put this episode out in June because that is the month where, you know, we can virtue signal, I guess. But it's, yeah, it brings it down so much more when it's just so manufactured. There's nothing, again, like everything, there is nothing built up about it. It's just like, we want lesbians in our show, and that's all there is. That's the only thought process that gets put into it. Is just, well, we want some lesbians. Nothing, you know, there's no thought beyond that. Where it's just like, oh, this is just, you know, came up gradually as we were building. No, it's, you know, they don't spend time on that. It's just like, oh no, we want lesbians in it because we're the CW, and that's our trade. That's our signature move. But you know, every time they do it, it's just manufactured, and it brings the show down even further. So yeah, so the police finally they find where Turner is. And they're looking at, they're going to, I don't know, they're going to stop a police car from working. Eventually, as the police start taking Connor out, because they knock one of the coppers out, Turner gets found, so he's getting taken to a police car. He gets put in, and it turns out that, oh, Cullen's driving this police car. Oh, just fuck up. I don't know where he got a police car from, all right? I don't know where he got it from. But they seem to think, oh, well, he's got a police uniform, therefore he must have a police car. No. So they've got him to pick him up. We then go back to Duella and that. Duella's, you know, he's trying to explain to her, you know, what the situation is, pleading for his life. Just saying, you know, it was my other personality. That's what happens. And she's like, how about you, before you die, you say something less crazy than the Joker? I'm pretty sure having a split personality is less insane than the Joker, who didn't have a split personality and was just all around evil. So nothing he said is more insane than what the Joker said. So yeah, then she just shoots him anyway, because why not? Her mum's just like, be the daughter that I wanted you to be. A murderer? Okay. So yeah, she shoots Harvey. We'll come back to him eventually. These two have a fight. You know, it's like they're two lovers or something. You know, Color's just like, stop making all these idiotic decisions. Well, you all do that. You are all culpable when it comes to idiotic choices. So that's what we're at the part of the episode where it's somber music and people saying their feelings. That's what this part of the episode is. You know, when you get about 6 minutes left to go, that's when that, you know, somber piano is. It's always shit music. It's always really, really shitty stock music. That's what it sounds like. Every time. So they have an argument. Then we go to the two lesbians. Because it's June, guys. That's why we delayed episodes. For that specific reason. Where she finally comes out of the closet. Just fuck off. So, yeah, that's what they're doing. She says the same shit she said the previous episode. You know, I've kissed all these men and stuff, but I never felt nothing. And then she goes in to kiss Harper, and she's like, wow, I didn't think that's what it would feel like. And I'm just like, can we finish this fucking episode? Because it's getting very boring. I don't care about any of these fucking characters. Because they are non-existent characters. So anything that happens, like, oh, she's finally come out of the closet and realised that she's it's like, I don't fucking give a shit. I don't give a shit about any of this. You know, the show's meant to be Gotham. You know, they stopped saving people as well. You know, they started up this idea that they were heroes, and they just completely dropped it. They just completely, but that, you know, that's the same throughout this entire show, is that they just forget about shit whenever. They're very forgetful with what they've written themselves. So we finish with Duella sitting with her mum. You know, her mum's going, what does she say? She says, oh, Harvey Dent was evil. He robbed you of a father. I don't know, shit like that. So she's just like, Harvey Dent's evil. And then she's like, I raised you to be a murderer. I'm like, you can't call Harvey Dent evil and then come back with, but you did the right thing killing him, because that's how I raised you to be. That's how I want you to be. So you just called him evil and then said, I want my daughter, I raised my daughter to kill people. Fucking idiot. So that's what you get there, but clearly Duella's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But she did it for some reason. She did it for some reason. I guess to make her mum proud. Okay. So, yeah, Harvey's not dead. It turns out that his special coin that he keeps there, that's where the bullet hit. So we're doing the whole, oh, look, it's got 2 faces on the coin because his name's Two-Face. And the other policewoman's like, you'd probably wish you were dead, though. Because it's now out on the news that this is Dent's daughter. Okay, I don't know why this information is already out there. I guess if Duella's mum told them... Well, Duella's mum was released by the Court of Owls guy. So I guess that's where the information has come from. But it's come out now, so they're like on the news... Oh, that's not going to do well for him in the polls to become the next mayor. I'm like, well, no, I'm pretty sure there's going to be an investigation now. That Harvey Dent was shagging someone he put in prison. So, I think the idea of him becoming mayor is probably out the window now. But we get our final scene where, he talks about, oh, you had me run through with a sword from the Talon. And she's like, oh, yeah, I did that to distance you from the Court of Owls. Yeah, but nobody knows about the Court of Owls yet, so you don't need to distance him from anything. You just unnecessarily told your Talon to stab him. Wait, when nobody knows the Court of Owls is real. So you have to distance him from something that people perceive as not existing. Right, okay. Fucking idiot. I find it funny that she's meant to be the brains of the Court of Owls. It's like, just fuck off. So, yeah, it just ends. She starts playing, because earlier on in the episode, Harvey Dent rang her up. She didn't answer, so he just said to her, like, in a voicemail, oh, I'll protect you. So she just keeps playing that over and over again. I don't know for what reason. I don't know at all. And that brings her to the end of the episode. I don't know what happened to their son. If you remember the previous episode, she murdered her own son. Because that's what you do. And then at the end of the episode, he was brought back to life. Where the fuck is he? Oh, we're gonna save that for the last 5 minutes of the final episode. That's probably what we're gonna do there. Because we've completely wasted time throughout this entire series. But there you have it. That's episode 11. So we've only got 2 to go. We are getting there, but yeah, as I say, I'm not going to be back next week because the CW have decided to have another break when it's like you got 2 episodes to go. 2 episodes to go. To be honest, I'm looking forward to a week off of this show, although I'd rather just get it done. But yeah, that's episode 11. I can't. I really, I say it at the end of every review of this. I can't wait for this shit to just end.